make sure I soak these clutch plates and discs in this oil for at least an hour. We'll let that soak for like an hour. You always want to make sure you soak your clutch plates and discs in oil so that it cuts down on the friction once you put everything together. They wear down faster if you don't soak them. Alright guys, so the next thing you want to do is install the clutch basket. I've already cleaned it. Let's go ahead and put it on. Now, before you put this clutch basket on, you want to put a little oil in here and a little oil on the shaft. It helps it slide on easier. Now, when you get this on, you're going to have to kind of turn it back and forth to make sure that it gets into the groove of the other gears. To know that this is on all the way, this gear down here, which is the oil pump, you want to make sure that when you turn this clutch basket, that oil pump gear is turning also. The next thing you want to do is put on this thrust washer. It's the one with the teeth on it. I'm going to slide that on. The next thing you're going to do is put on the clutch boss hub. That's just going to slide right on. Alright, now you're going to put on the new lock washer. Here's the part number. I'm going to put that on. On this lock washer, it has 2 points. The 2 points line up in here on the clutch boss. You'll notice it. Slide it on, and it has like a little drop down for it. Then you're going to put the nut on. Alright, the next thing you're going to do is get your pair of C-clamps. Slide them right in here. Lock it down. And this nut size right here is a 36 millimeter. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and tighten this nut down. Alright, we got it down, and we're going to torque that off to 65 foot-pounds or 90 newton meters. Alright guys, make sure that you lock down the lock washer. Alright guys, so we're going to start putting the clutch plates and the friction plates in. Now, out of all the friction plates, it's two of them that are like different. This one right here, you see how much material is here, how wide it is compared to this one. You can see that, right? This is your last one, meaning coming out towards you. This should be your last one. This is the first one that you put on, okay? So what you're gonna do is take the clutch boss hub, turn it until you get it straight up and down, right? So we got it straight up. That indentation right there, which is the deepest indentation on the clutch boss, that needs to be pointing up. Okay, so with that pointing up, you start putting on your clutch plates. You're gonna put that one that I told you, that's the thickest one, on first. Push it all the way to the back. Then you're gonna put on a clutch plate, which is one of these. Okay. Then you're gonna put on another friction plate, which is here. Now, after that, you're gonna put on this spring here. It's it's like a warp spring. You see, it's kind of warped. That's gonna go on next. Okay, so now that's on. Then after that, you're gonna put another clutch plate on, which is this. Then a friction plate. Then the clutch plate. Then the friction plate. And the clutch plate. And the friction plate. And another clutch plate. And the friction plate. Then another clutch plate. Then the friction plate. Then the clutch plate. Then the last friction plate, which is the one that I told you is the skinniest width-wise from here to here with the material. Just like that. Now remember, I did soak all the clutch pack inside oil, so they've been sitting in oil for like about 3 hours. Alright, now you're gonna get your pull rod. Now with the pull rod, it's gonna have a washer and a bearing. Okay? See that? It's gonna have both. Should have both. Mine had both. And you're gonna get your pressure plate, and it has an arrow pointing up. That arrow needs to match up with that indentation that I told you to put up to the top. So you put the pull rod through it like that, and then you match up the arrow with that indentation right there. Slide it on. Alright, now you're going to go ahead and put your springs and screws on. Just put one on and run it down just a little. Just one. Two. 3. 4. Alright, now once you get them all on, you're gonna run them down, you know, in a star pattern. Just run them down until they're snug, and then you're gonna click them off to 5.8 foot-pounds or 8 Newton meters. So we're gonna start with this one. Got them down. Now let's torque them off. Alright guys, so I put my jammer nut in here to stop this from turning. I'm going to go ahead and click them off. Remember, I'm clicking them off to 5.8 foot-pounds or 8 Newton meters. Start with the top one. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Alright, that's it, right? I'm gonna hit it one more time, just go around. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put on the gasket. Make sure your dowel pins are in this side of the case. It's one here and it's one here. It'll help hold the gasket in place. Okay, we got the gasket in place, and what you're gonna do is this pull rod, make sure it's turned to the left, because that's where your clutch release is gonna grab it. Okay. I like to have this pointing up. We're going to go ahead and put the cover on. Just like that. Got it down, and you need to make sure that you put on your clutch release, which is this right here. Goes in right in the top. Okay, now you see this line here? This actually has, let's see, see this little indentation right here? You want that indentation and this line right here to line up when you barely push it or pull it. Right now it's right here. So let's check and see. Let's see. in. Okay, so when we turn it, it should line up. See that? So you got that dent right there, and it's lining up. That's how you want it. Okay, once you get that lined up, you're gonna put your bolt back in. It's 10 millimeter. It keeps it in place so it doesn't move. Now it won't come out. And let's see. That should be it right there. Alright guys, I already tightened this water pump down, but I loosened it because I wanted to show you guys that I rebuilt. Well, hold on. I rebuilt the water pump. This is a new gear, new gasket. It's a new gasket in the inside. I rebuilt everything in the inside. So all this is new except for the actual case itself. And all you do is just take it and sit it in there. Make sure it matches up with the gears. And then just put the 3 bolts back in. T30. And then we just run it down. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and put all of these screws in this case down. We're gonna start off with all the outer ones. Make sure you do it in a star pattern. Okay, we got all those down. Then that was 8 millimeter. So we have everything bolted down on the motor, and we have the clutch release cable installed. This is the complete installation of the clutch for a Raptor 660. This is JOATD, and I'm out.